Next season, we're performing Mahler's Sixth Symphony, and I'm really excited about this one because it's one of my favorite Mahler symphonies. I've never had the chance to play it before, and as a brass player, it really doesn't get much better than getting to play the music of Mahler, so I'm super excited to be able to play that one next season. For Mahler's Sixth, we'll be using the C trumpet, which is what we use about 90% of the time in the orchestra. It's got just the most even sound, and it projects really well and blends well with the other brass instruments. And this is what we'll be using for Mahler 6 and most of the repertoire next season too. I'll start off on the C trumpet because this is what we use most of the time, so you can hear what that sounds like. And then I'll move to the B flat trumpet, which is closely related to the C trumpet, just a little bit bigger in size. If you hold the two trumpets side by side, you can see that it's actually a little bit longer in length, and that's what makes it a whole step lower than the C trumpet. And here's what this one sounds like. So it's a little darker sounding, not quite as brilliant as the C trumpet. From there, I'll move to the E flat trumpet, which is kind of in between the size of the B flat trumpet and the piccolo trumpet, which is the one down there on the end. And if you look at the wrap of this one, you can see it's shorter there, and that's what, again, raises the pitch a little bit higher. So a more compact, kind of brighter sound to that one. And by putting these slides right here in the bell onto this instrument, I can turn this from an E flat trumpet into a D trumpet. So this bell is just slightly larger, and the slides are slightly longer than that of the E flat, and that lowers the pitch to D. And then the last one is the piccolo trumpet, which is the smallest one of all. The most brilliant sound, and it's used in a lot of the Baroque literature like Handel's Messiah, Bach Brandenburg Concerto, those kind of things. And on the other end of the spectrum is the rotary trumpet. And this is a German style rotary C trumpet, and this is what we would use on a lot of the early classical or early romantic and classical literature, works by Haydn, Mozart, Schumann, Beethoven. It gives it more of a traditional sound. So it's a darker, less direct kind of sound to it, and it blends really well with the other instruments. The most common maintenance that we have to perform on the trumpet is to actually oil the valves. And so to oil the valves on the trumpet, all you do is very simple. Just remove the valve, put a couple drops of oil on the piston, and drop it back down, and you're good to go. It's very, very easy to do, and we do that about twice a week, usually on the trumpet, to keep everything moving quickly and efficiently. One of the other things is to clean the mouthpiece. This we do probably about once a week, just removes any of the gunk that builds up there throughout the week. To do that, we just run a little water through there, run the brush through the mouthpiece, scrub it out, and you're done. And likewise, we do the same thing with this right here. This is called a snake, and we'll run the snake through the inside of the trumpet, the tubing, to remove any buildup, flush it out with water, put it all back together again. Those are really the main things that we have to do frequently on the trumpet for maintenance. Occasionally, we may have to put a little bit of grease on the slides just to keep things moving, but maybe once or twice a year, not very often. And then polishing, just use a simple polishing cloth, remove any fingerprints, smudges, that kind of thing, to protect the finish of the instrument. And the other tool I have here is just the valve brush, similar to oiling the valves. Every couple months we need to clean the inside of the horn too, so we'll remove the valve from the casing all the way, run water through the instrument, run the brush through the inside of the casing, flush it all out with water, and re-oil everything once again, and put it back together. And maintenance on trumpet is very simple compared to a lot of other instruments.